Gents, I just want to pause the episode for a moment to let you know about the Strong Men of Value Academy. You will have heard me refer to it a number of times, and I want to bring more attention to it. So this isn't just a program, it's a life-changing environment and community of men who are focused on personal and professional growth. We're looking at areas of relationships, wealth, and health, things to help you thrive and maximize your life. Imagine having bi-monthly one-on-one coaching sessions with myself, weekly group coaching calls, and an incredible brotherhood of high achievers by your side. Now we're diving into resilience, leadership, and holistic growth to not just succeed in your career, but to thrive in your health and your relationships. Your journey to greatness, it starts here. So join the movement and you can apply for the Strong Men of Value Academy. You can head to themanthatcanproject.com to find out more.
You're listening to the Man That Can Project with Lachie Stuart, a global movement created to empower men and open up what's really going through their minds by having real and raw conversations about life's unique challenges and our individual ways of processing it all. Welcome to the Man That Can Project.
All right, guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Welcome back, gents. My name is Lachie Stuart, and I am the founder of the Man That Can Project and host of the podcast as well. So thank you guys for tuning in. Over the last 6 weeks, our listening numbers have skyrocketed. So thank you to all our existing listeners and all of our new listeners. It's so awesome that you guys are investing some time into to listen to myself and also some incredible experts and men sharing their stories from all walks of life. So today's episode is going to be a solo session, and over the coming weeks, I'm going to start doing some more, foundational models and with some more practical stuff that you can implement to improve your own life. And today I'll be talking about, the power of casting a vision, how it can help those of you who may feel lost or may feel like you don't have purpose. Okay, but before I dive into that, make sure, gents, we've just blown over 800 members in the Facebook group, which is incredible, from all around the world. So if you're not in there, jump in there. But check out the Inner Circle program, man. There are 7-day free trials available, and they won't be there for too much longer. We're going to probably keep it there until we have a couple more members, what I would call our foundational members. Then after that, it's back to, you got to be prepared to invest in yourself. But within the Inner Circle, we're focused on helping you create momentum through setting up your 12-week game plan, having the right accountability, and supporting your corner, and giving you practical tools and strategies to achieve the life that you want to achieve. Plus, you're going to, get some incredible networking from men from all around the world. Now, remember, this is an online program, so wherever you're tuning in from, men, you can have access to it. All right. So today's topic, there is a whole module on it with worksheets, and it goes into great depth. But that's enough from me for a little moment, and then we'll get into it shortly. All right, gents. So want to talk about casting a vision. Now, this is going to be short and sharp and to the point. So if you are listening to this from the comfort of your own home and you have the ability to sit down and take some notes, I would highly recommend that. If you're driving, I would also highly recommend listening to this when you get home, or even jumping in the Inner Circle and going through this module in the back office there. But casting a vision, right? I know for myself, when I felt lost, I lacked direction, I felt like I didn't have a purpose, right? I was essentially in a victim mindset, they like to call it, where, I wasn't taking responsibility for my life. I didn't have a vision. In 2015, that was when I first was, introduced to creating a vision. I'd always heard about goals, all right, but I'd never really thought about casting a vision for myself. But unawareingly, if that's even a word, it is now, I had already done that. And I think society does an incredible job to cast a vision for most of us. Now, the unfortunate thing about that is it doesn't take into account how unique we are as individuals. It doesn't take into account the fact that we value different things. We have different things that we would like to achieve in our life. And it doesn't take into account, probably the main and most important factor is that we're all coming to the ballpark with different experiences, different skill sets, different weaknesses. Okay, so there's no really a one-size-fits-all approach. Now, I know you guys are a part of our Facebook community and you listen to this podcast because you're stepping up, right? You're starting to take ownership for your life. And what happens when we take ownership for our life? We put ourselves back in the driver's seat. 2015, like I said, I'd had about a year of personal development and a year of trying to, get excited about changing my life. But it wasn't until 2015 that I guess put the two together that I could start creating a vision for what I wanted for myself. Okay, and one thing that I guess was missing for me then, which I've now implemented for myself and all the members of the Man That Can project, is really utilizing those 8 areas, okay, to cast that vision. Now, a vision essentially is, the way I look at it and the way I utilize it in my life, is painting a picture for where I would like what I would like my life to look like in the future. Now, you can choose 2 years, you could choose 5 years, you could choose 10 years, okay, or you can choose any number, right? Make that unique to you. Personally, I set a 10-year one, and I've worked back from that. And I won't explain how because I want to keep this short and sharp, but you can, like I said, do the module in the inner circle there, how I work back, but I'll give you how we can actually cast that vision. So essentially what we're looking to do, right, and let's use 10 years as an example. I started having an idea and I had to dream, right? So a lot of us, or many men, have limiting beliefs. We've had a glass ceiling put, I guess, essentially over ourselves around what we think is possible for ourselves. And, I guess even the ability to dare to dream has been taken away, or has, been buried somewhere deep inside us. I think a lot of us are walking around. I know I was walking around for such a long time with just this feeling in my gut, right? That feeling of like just tension that I had more to give. I really felt like I wasn't, living up to my potential. And I as weird as it sounds, back then I didn't believe that I had more potential, but there was always this feeling inside. And I'm sure a lot of you listening to this can relate, where you just know you're destined for bigger things. You may not know what that is, and I didn't have any idea what that was. I didn't have any idea where to start. So if you can relate to that, that's okay, because I'm going to show you how we can move forward from that. So essentially, now, if you haven't watched the 8 areas webinar, please watch it, or at least go to the website and you'll see what the 8 areas are so you can utilize them, okay? Or actually, they're even on a few Instagram posts there as well, the 8 areas. Now, when we're casting a vision, what I did, I utilized these 8 areas. Now, I didn't have them broken down when I first did mine, but I've obviously modified it since. And I said to myself, what would I like this area of my life to look like in 10 years' time? So 2025 for me. Okay, and what I did originally, and I'd probably highly encourage you guys to share your vision with someone close to you, someone that you don't mind reading your vision. But I wrote this vision out, okay, and I'll explain how I did that. And then I shared it with my mentor at the time. And he said, awesome job, mate, great attempt, but dream bigger. There's too many limitations I see you've put on yourself. And one thing I know from being a coach and obviously having had my own growth experience was that we do have those limitations set on ourselves. And I'm sure a lot of you listening here, you have mates in your life or people that you hang around that are playing small. They don't see the value in themselves that maybe you see in them. And, that's generally what I see in a lot of men that I work with, or men that are members of our community. I see the limiting beliefs. I see the glass ceiling that they put on themselves for what they can actually achieve in their life, whether it's from their relationship to their finances to their physical health. And I know with the right structure and the right vision, and obviously that commitment there, people can achieve anything that they want. I truly, truly, truly fucking believe that. So once you've got clear, right? So what I would do for those who are listening along, get a piece of paper, write down the 8 areas and leave a bit of space underneath each one and just go through some dot points, right? Start with dot points. Very simple to start. Now start by thinking, what would I like this area to look like? And let's go lifestyle. Maybe lifestyle is the perfect place to start. What would I like my lifestyle to look like in 10 years' time? Now, for me, I wanted to be living close to the water. I wanted to have the choice to go to work when I pleased, but also to be doing something that I felt lit me up inside and I felt like I was on purpose. I wanted to have, well, this is what I'm still working towards. I want to have the ability to be with my kids and not have to take them to daycare if I don't want to do that. I want to have the ability to still travel a lot. I want to have the ability to surf and to have, my mates around, be able to pay the bills when I catch up with people, right? So there's plenty more, but there's some dot points to start. I wanted to be happy within my lifestyle. I didn't want too much stress. And so what you can do, you can go through and put all those dot points in and take some time, put on some maybe thought-provoking music or a playlist that gets you feeling pumped up, and just fill out those 8 areas, right? And I would say don't stop until you've got 10 to 15 minimum in each of those 8 areas. Now, what you're doing there is you're painting a picture for your future self, right? The future you. So for me, it was the future Lachie. For those who are listening, it's the future you. And what we need to do to create the roadmap. Now, the roadmap is where we create purpose. We identify what we need to learn. We maybe need to identify the fears that are in place, the self-doubt, the sacrifices that have to happen, maybe some obstacles that happen along the way, the stresses that are going to come with that. And there's a whole heap of stuff which I do go in depth with in that module that are going to have to happen, and we're going to have to experience to go from where we are currently, all right, or where you are currently to where you want to get to. All right. And obviously there's going to be things that you can, I guess, be aware of. And there's also going to be those tricky little buggers that just pop up and catch you off guard, which is generally what throws people off. So when we have listed those 8 areas and you've listed the future self, we now want to go back and be honest with ourselves around where you currently are in regards to that in those 8 areas. Right, so lifestyle, let's take me back to 2015, or even let's go back a year before I did this, 2014. I was employed by, I was working as a builder, right, in a job that I didn't like. It didn't bring me fulfillment. I was drinking a lot, taking drugs, alcohol. I didn't have any personal growth. I was very self-conscious, had no financial education, had no money. Okay, so that's where I was back in 2014. I was not in a very good position compared to the future self. Now, when we're obviously doing this, it can work 2 ways, guys. It's perception, right? It's how we perceive what we're working towards. Now, as I mentioned at the start, you can take it or perceive it from the victim mindset where I'm so far away, I'm such a failure, I'll never achieve this, which I'll tell you right fucking now, that's not going to serve you and it's not going to help you move the needle at all and get the life that you want. So if you're here because you want to learn and you want to get the life that you want and you're committed to that, we need to do things that help you focus on taking ownership, right? And once we get in that mindset that we're in control, we create direction, we create purpose, and we are prepared to accept responsibility for everything that happens along the way, which means we need a new level of resilience. We are prepared for the sacrifices. We have things that are going to help us cope with the stress. We understand that fear is just, that unknown zone, and we get to grow through it. It's the opportunity to become better. We understand that we're always going to have those moments of self-doubt, but by creating the right environment around yourself, you're going to be able to grow through that. We understand that failure is a part of the process, right? It just shows you ways that don't work. It highlights areas that you need to improve within yourself, right? These are all awesome things when you're looking at it from I'm in control and I'm taking ownership mindset. When you're playing from the victim mindset, you're generally going to hit a few of those things and you're going to go back to present self, right? Present self is where we feel comfortable. And the unfortunate thing is it's comfortable enough that we can just live a mediocre life, but deep down, so many of us want to live more. But it's also, not uncomfortable enough that we're prepared to make the change. But I believe in all of you guys who are listening to this because you're investing your time and your ears right now when you could be doing absolutely anything else. So give yourself a pat on the back for doing that. It's a huge thing, and podcasts have changed my life and helped me learn at a rapid rate. All right. But here's the flip side, right? Along with all those negative, I wouldn't say negative things, but those things that scare, those scary things, the sacrifice, stress, fear, self-doubt, failure, etc. There's plenty more. There's also a flip side to that. Everything has a flip side. We get the experiences, we get the success, right? We get the fulfillment, the satisfaction, the purpose. the happiness, the growth, the new relationships, the love. We get all of these things as well on an enhanced level when we're working towards that future self. And it's so bloody exciting. And if you are a visual learner, much like I am, you want to see the detailed version, head to the inner circle. If you want to see the version I did on the Instagram live, just go to the Instagram, The Man That Can, and scroll through and you'll see the video, the short form video I did on this. But you'll see those things. Now, just to recap before I sort of finish up here, we need to, like I said, dream big in those 8 areas. Where do we want to get to? We also need to be honest and, I guess, establish our point A, or establish where we're starting from, our launch pad. And we then need to work out what's got to improve to get to where we want to get to, right? And obviously, there's the logical things like skills, for example. Communication could be one. Changing your environment. But there's also going to be the emotional, right? And within that emotional is the confidence, right? The motivation, and that's intrinsic and extrinsic. And obviously pulling that apart is a really important and big thing as well. So make sure you, once again, if you want more of that, I'm not going to keep pushing that, but you know where to go for that. They're all things that are going to come up along the way. But just giving you guys the general overview of how you can cast a vision and how it can help you going from being in that victim mindset where you may feel lost, unhappy, unfulfilled, and flipping that around to taking ownership, to really casting that vision for yourself and creating those actionable steps. It's available to all of us, right? Not everyone has the same launch pad. Not everyone has the same point A, and that is completely okay. Don't look at it as a disadvantage. Look at it as an opportunity to grow. How fucking exciting that you're about to go on an incredible journey, regardless of how long it's going to take. It may take you 1 year, it may take you 10. But if you're committed to that future version of yourself, it's so exciting. I was having a conversation with Mum earlier today, and she was just acknowledging how far I have come over the last 7 years and how awesome it's been to see me grow the Man That Can project, but also overcome my own self-doubts and fears and everything that I've, managed to achieve over the last couple of years. And, while it's been exciting and a lot of social media shows the great things, there's also a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes that I committed to. As much as, sometimes it's stressful, sometimes it's, I'd rather be doing other things, I committed to achieving the outcome. Right? I committed to my future self, and I made that promise to myself, and I'm, prepared to do whatever it takes to achieve that. And now I'm just so excited that our community and a lot of the men that I get to surround myself with are on the same journey, right? They're inspiring me as much as I hope I'm inspiring them. And because of my own experiences, I can, help them fast track their success. And a lot of guys have success or have, better launch pads in certain areas that I don't have, and they're helping me fast track in certain areas. And that's the beauty of having a very powerful community, and one that I'm proud to be a part of. So guys, just to recap, utilize the 8 areas, cast a vision, start with dot points, and create it into a nice little story for yourself. And so you get to read it out, and it brings excitement for yourself. I understand that there's going to be challenging moments, both logically, or rationally and emotionally. Right, so that's the skills that are going to challenge you. Everything that we learn new is challenging, but also emotionally, right? You got to overcome limiting beliefs and everything like that. But on the flip side of that is the logical. Some skills you're going to absolutely nail. Some skills you may already know, and emotionally you may be already nailing some things emotionally, like motivation may be there, and the desire to change may be there. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of those great things, but be 100% honest. Look at it as an exciting moment in your life where today is the day that shit changes, right? It's not a disadvantage. It is exactly where you're at, because people who lie to themselves, and I've been one of those people who lie to themselves really struggle to create change because they're not putting themselves in the exact position that they're in to create change. They're missing and skipping steps. And if that happens, you don't grow, right? You may take 2 steps forward and 4 steps back. and it becomes frustrating and most people quit. I don't want you guys to quit. I know you guys have the potential to change, and casting a vision is the first part to start. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you have got value from it, please like, share, subscribe, share this on your socials, tag me, and leave a review. All of this sort of stuff helps us continue doing what we're doing and help more men around the world take ownership for their lives, learn to love themselves, and recognize the value that they have, which changes so many aspects of the world that we live in. And I'm proud to be marching forward with that and have you guys with me. Thank you guys, and we'll see you shortly. Thank you for listening to the Man That Can Project podcast. My name is Lachie Stuart, and I hope you enjoyed this episode and found it helpful. If you did, please take a moment to rate and review the Man That Can Project on your favorite podcast platform. And don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with our newest episodes. We'll see you again next time.